It's simple to see, it's at Magik TV, so the world can believe it's at Magik TV.
Hi, I'm Michelle Mathews with Magik TV. I'm here with Seba Johnson at Bret Lockett's Football Camp. So Seba, tell me a little bit about what you're doing, how you got involved in this, a little bit about the camp, where you're from. I want everything, all the nitty and gritty, because I'm really impressed by you, especially you being an African-American female. I think, a lot of women out there need to hear what you've done.
Oh, thank you kindly. I appreciate that. Well, I met Bret recently at Stedman Graham's Celebrity Golf Challenge in Chicago. I was invited out there because of what I've done in my life as far as ski racing, and I'll get into that in a second. But it was just a really great connection, and he told me about his foundation, and I thought it was an awesome idea to just come out and try to promote vegetarianism and veganism, because I've been a vegan. You're a vegetarian? Yes. Awesome. Yeah, I've been a vegan my entire life. I've never had fish, chicken, eggs, meat, or a glass of milk, and I wanted to encourage, it's my life's mission to encourage kids and people in general to adopt a healthier lifestyle so that we can live longer and so that we can definitely thrive, because 80% of minorities are lactose intolerant, and we don't even know it, but yet they give it to our kids in our schools, and they should offer soy milk and rice milk and different things like that, and if they want to be fed healthy. But basically why I'm here is because in 1988 I made history for being the youngest one in the Olympics at the age of 14 for alpine ski racing. And I also made history for being the first black female in the Olympic Games for ski racing, and then I continued on to a couple of world championships and to World Cup alpine ski racing around the world, and then continued to the 92 Games in Albertville, France, when I was just 18.
Wow. Okay, you're from the Virgin Islands, right?
I am.
Okay, British or American Virgin Islands?
U.S. Virgin Islands.
Okay, U.S. Virgin. Okay, so how did you go from tropical, beautiful, sunny weather to the cold Alps? How did that even happen, or the transformation? Because I wouldn't have imagined anybody doing anything like that. So
yeah, it's a very valid question. Basically, when I was about 5 years old, my mom's an artist, is an abstract artist, and she'd love to travel the world. So she would sell her paintings in order to take us to different places in the world. By no means was she a wealthy person, but this is what she did just so we could be exposed to what's out there. So when we were in St. Moritz, Switzerland, when I was 5 years old, I had my huge afro because my hair was always long, and I was standing there with my mom, who's Slovenian and English, and I looked at my mom and I looked at her and I was like, Mom, I want to be a skier, because I saw all the graceful skiers going down the mountain. It was such a beautiful day. 9 years later, I was in the start gate of the Olympic Games.
Wow.
So it's the power of intention mixed with the fact that...
So did you actually end up living out there for all those years, and that was your main focus and your main goal?
Yeah, well, my mom is from New England, so even though I was born in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, I went to visit my grandmother in New Hampshire, and that's where my mom introduced me to skiing for the first time, actually on snow. Took a couple of lessons, and soon after I was doing some NASCAR races, and those are just recreational races at the mountains, at different ski areas. And soon after I was crying because I was always getting the silver medal and I wanted to get the gold. So my mom saw her future in it at the age of 13, 7, or actually earlier than that. We moved to Lake Tahoe so I could train full-time and join a ski team at the mountain.
Really deep. Now, by you being an African-American female, how difficult was it for you? Because, sometimes, certain industries, they kind of don't allow us to excel.
No, it was extremely difficult, and thank you for asking that question, because I've never been asked that question during my whole Olympic career, of all the different interviews that I've had with Good Morning America, like we mentioned on ESPN and all that. So basically, now that I'm older, it's a bit easier for me to talk about, but I was getting death threats, I was getting poison pen letters. It got to the point where they found out what college I was going to my freshman year of college. I returned from the 1992 Winter Olympic Games to my dorm in Maine, where I could train near a mountain, and there was a poison pen letter, a death threat, waiting for me in my dorm room.
Oh my gosh, you just gave me chills.
Oh, sorry.
No, okay, I'm just saying that's really deep.
It was a bit much to handle at such a young age, because even at the first Olympic Games, 3 days into being at the Athletes Village, before I was even able to get on the snow, I was getting hate mail, because they weren't ready to see a black person in what they called a white man's sport. Exactly. So to take on that, above, beyond all the other types of things that you have to worry about, like the training and just being prepared and all that other stuff. It was a bit much to handle. So that last letter that I got at my dorm was icing on the cake, and I just lost my dream completely. No. And my dream was to eventually go and win the gold medal in the Olympics. I was so young. I was 10 years younger than the winner of the races at the time. Mm-hmm. But then I transferred to Howard University, where I could blend in, but that opened a whole new part of my life as well. But so
from
don't give up on your dreams.
That was my next that was actually my next question. Yeah. So because of what you've done and how you were able to get past all of that, have you seen other African Americans or even Latin Americans or other ethnicities now trying to move towards what you've done?
Well, yeah, actually, I still get emails from people all over the world, like from China and different places, saying that I inspired them, mm-hmm. At such a young age, and just being somebody that did not quite fit in what you would think was the type of sport you should be in, and they've been encouraged to try stuff that they would not normally have tried before because of social prejudices. Yeah.
So for you, like within the next 5 years, 10 years, can you tell us a little bit more about what you're doing, what you plan on doing, and what you want to see in the near future?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I definitely want to have my book published because I know it's going to teach compassion, it's going to teach perseverance, and it's probably going to save a few people's lives as well. Mm-hmm. I would love to get that done within the next 3 years because in 2015, the Smithsonian is opening a new museum in Washington, D.C., an African American History Museum, and they've already collected my items from the Olympics, and I'm going to have a permanent exhibit there. Nice. So I want to get a lot of things accomplished before that happens, just so that I want to be able to continually inspire people, mm-hmm. Not only health-wise, but just be persevering and just very headstrong when it comes to whatever it is that you feel was your mission to be here on Earth for.
Okay. And I actually want to know what made you decide to become a vegan or a vegetarian. How did you get onto that path?
Yeah, actually, I was born that way. My mom decided at the age of 20, before she had children, that she was going to be a vegetarian and she was going to be a vegan. She went to a slaughterhouse because she was an artist, mm-hmm. and her class project was to go and capture fear or capture agony. So she's like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to capture this in a painting? Mm-hmm. So she decided to go to a slaughterhouse, and she saw the beautiful long eyelashes of the cows as they saw their fate in front of them as the blood trickled past their hooves. I don't want to get too graphic, but that's when she said, I'm not going to eat these animals because they have a right to live just like I do, and for her it didn't make sense to take another life to sustain her own. So when she decided to have children, she raised both my sister and I as vegans since birth.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is she still an artist? Is there any way we can actually see some of her work?
Oh, that would be awesome. I wish she had a website. She still is an artist. I guess if you want to just visit or actually find me on Twitter, go to Seba Johnson at Twitter, SebaJohnson, and then I can definitely put anybody in touch with my mom, and she's a great abstract artist, and that's so nice of you to ask.
Yeah. Okay. So anything you want to say out there to parents, to children, to anyone?
Yeah, I just want to say, if there's something that you really desire for yourself in life, let nothing that anybody says hold you back. When it comes to bullying and things like that, it's just not worth your moments here on Earth. So just be uplifting, be encouraging of each other, and the biggest, nicest gift that you can give another person is a smile, a heartfelt smile. And just when you see somebody that may need help, try to help them in any way, and just continue to prosper and thrive and. Be healthy, become vegan if possible, please, and keep yourself healthy.
All right. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope to see you and maybe even work with you on some of the projects. Okay? All right. Thank you.